Welcome, Jai Jagannath. We'll discuss Class 8 History, Chapter 1, that is how, where, how, when, and where. So, we'll discuss how do you know what sources do historians use in writing about the last 250 years of Indian history. Administration produces records. One important source is the official record of the British administration. During British administration, they used to maintain the record. That means how many goods produced, how many goods are imported, how many goods are exported, what is the amount of profit, what is the amount of loss, all the things, how the administration takes place, how many government officials are posted in their administration, right? And what is the amount of salary of the employees, and what is the revenue collected from the land and from zamindars. That all are recorded. That's why we can read them and we can conclude about the administration of British Empire. The British believed that the act of writing was important because they think that only by saying it could not be preserved for many years or many days. So, obviously, what you have ate yesterday? Can you tell what you have yesterday morning? Yesterday morning, what you ate? Then, what you ate 8th of May, that means 4 days before. What you have ate? Morning, no, it is from lunch. 4 days before, what you have, your lunch? Sabji, but what sabji? I could not remember because our brain is like that. It could not remember, it could not preserve so many things in our mind. Yes, but to what we have studied 4 days before, we can remember. We can remember that because we taught our that we guide our brain that this thing is important, so we memorize it. But this thing is not important, so it is not required to memorize. That's why we could not we could not remember that, recall that thing. So that's why British did some maintain some records so that in writing, so that if they will die or if they will go, then anyone can read these writings and know about their administration. Every instruction, plan, policy, decision, agreement, investigation had to be clearly written up. That I told you recently. Once this was done, things could be properly started and defined. That means, and it could be started that yes, suppose 1,000 amount of tax revenue collected and 500 amount given to salary, and this amount is for hospital making or from school making, like that. This conviction means this is the facility betterment. You can call the facilities it will be better. This conviction produced an administrative culture of memos, noting, and reports. It created memos means we remember that memorandum. You can call remember that. Then nothing and we note that and make records of that in file by file, like what you did, or you did some you did your in your math notebook, you write all the answers, and in that you will do one day one note, and second day one note, and third day another note. No, you are doing your math in a single note. That means you are taking the record of the all the maths questions. It is the record. Noting what you know in today you done this part, and in next day you done this part of homework. You know that it is important to administer like that. The British also felt that all important documents and letters needed to be carefully preserved. So they thought that all the important documents and letters will be carefully preserved. So they set up record rooms So in the record room, attached to all administrative institutions, so there is record room. In all administrative institutions like schools, colleges, hospitals, and different offices, all the records were maintained. In the financial year, this amount has been allocated as a budget, and this amount has been expenditure made. This village Tahsildar's office, the collectorate, commissioner's office, provincial secretariats, law courts all had their record. Then in your school also there is a record too. All your records. Suppose you left the school after passing out 10th or 12th, then your record will be there. Record that in 2022, 2022, 23 session, these 18 number of students were enrolled in our school, and all the names are there in your the record. You give your attendance in first hour. Your class teacher takes the attendance. Why he or she takes that attendance? Because to record that suppose 50 number of students are in this classroom section A, and out of the 50, 40 students are present and 10 students are absent. So for recording, for maintaining the record, and why the 10 students were absent? What is the reason? Why it did not come? Say, if they will know the problem, then we will just solve the solution to find the solution. So all had record rooms. Specialized institutions like archives and museums were also to preserve important records. And in museums also, planetarium, all things like records. In museum, there are records. There are so many things are recorded. That means that these are in uh, display box. Display letters and memos that moved from one branch of the administration to another in the early years in the 19th century can still be read in the archive. That means what are the letters when a king or a British ruler, British viceroy or British viceroys were there or governor general were there. That is the post. So they send some letter, and that letter is reserved. You can also study the notes and reports that district officials prepared or the instructions and directives that were sent by officials at the top to provincial administrators. Now the notes and reports, what the district official prepared, what are the instructions given, what are the directives, what are the officials make the correspondence at the top to provincial administrator. So that record would given to the provincial administration. And that means what we call nowadays state, like Odisha, Himachal Pradesh, Manipur, these are the states. In that way, there were province. That state was previously called as province. So these records were maintained by provincial administrators. In the early years of 19th century, that documents were carefully copied out and beautifully written by calligraphy. In the 19th century, what is the period of 19th century? Sri Lanka. Good. 1801 to 1900. So these documents are carefully copied out. Copied out means written like you know very well. Copy and paste from notes, from guides. If your teacher asks for in school asks for note submission, then you in a hurry mood you want to find notes. Then write non-stop copy and paste. So you know that copy what. uh, Carefully copied out and beautifully written. Then this some of you have good handwriting and some of you not. So that if those students have good handwriting, these are called calligraphists. That means their work is to write down in good handwriting. They simply write by copying, by seeing and just writing it. But in a good handwriting, this is called the calligraphist. So the profession of a person to write in a good handwriting. It is called calligraphy. By the middle of the 19th century, with the spread of printing, multiple copies of this record were printed as proceeding of each government department. Now, what happens? Printing was printing machine was there, established printing machine. That's why no need to write anything in calligrapher. So it will take much time because calligrapher will write down also, but in a very lengthy time. But printer will do that in a short period of time. Simply, if you have to write 5 pages, same 5 pages, so you will write 1 page, second page, third page, fourth page, fifth page, just by copying each, but content in same. But what happens in printer? One thing at a time, 5 papers were printed out. So time consuming is also become less. So we are printed and proceeding up to each government department. I think you all understand that when the printer established, printing was made successful and in a less period of time. Report of Home Department. It is the report. We will just read. It will not asked in exam point of. Then surveys become important. The practice of surveying. What is surveying? Uh, just what is surveying? Before going to topic, we will discuss what is surveying. Pinjal, what is surveying? Survey. Have you heard that word? Survey. What do you think? Just tell. You can tell in Odia also, but if you feel comfortable, as this is the new concept of survey, you are not I think acquainted, but still you hear that word survey. Census survey, have you heard? Jana Ganana. Or what are the number of members in your family? Someone come to your house and ask your parents that how many members are there in your family. Have you present in that time? They are surveying. That means they are collecting data from house to house, from each person to person. Survey means collection of data. Data, what is data? We want to know. This is called data. Like if I will make a survey, what Gautam eats, what Kaushik eats, it is also a survey. If I will ask separately, what you have all eaten, and I will write that in a notebook. I will not make a note. That will be called a survey. But it has no importance. But in government officially, it is very important to make survey so that we can count the number of people in our country. That's why now what happened? India is the world's most populous city, most populous country. China is second, but India is first. How we count it? How we know that? Because we make survey, and from survey and census, we make census, and from that survey census, we can conclude that India is the world's most populous country. First, so the practice of surveying also became common under the colonial administration. The British believed that a country had to be properly known before it could be effectively administered. So before administrating, you first know that place, that area. Okay, you first know that area. Because if you know, like when your class teacher comes, they first wish to know how many students are there. Is there any section required? That is the basic thing. Or somehow, if you go to a new place, if you go to a new place, so what you observe? What is the location? What are the things here and there? So that you can acquainted with that place. The British believed that a country had to be properly known before it could be effectively administered. By the early 19th century, detailed surveys were being carried out to map the entire country. In the villages, revenue survey were conducted. The effort was to know the topography. Revenue survey conducted. That means to topography know. Soil quality, what are the flora, what are the fauna. All the local histories and the cropping pattern, all the facts is necessary to know about to administer the region. First we have to know the topography. Means is it a plateau or mountain or plain? If it is a plain, then there must be cropping system. Rice, moong, biri, wheat, all these crops will be grown. And so many fruit plants like cabbage, tomato, potato, this could be grown in plain area. And if it is the mountain area, there will be some medicinal plants, there will be some different kind of birds, animals. And if there is and soil, then flora fauna, understand? Flora means flora means plants, fauna means animals. All the fauna, all the animals are called as fauna, and the plants are called flora. Soil is qualitative or not. That means it is the fertility amount. Soil fertility is important because the crops will be grown very easily and have very rich in humus content. That's why it will be grown. The crops will be grown very fast. All the facts seen as necessary to know known about to administer the region. From the end of 19th century, census operations were held every 10 years. So first census, just remember I am telling you, first census in India held in 1981. 1981. Remember? 1981. After that, in interval of 10 years, that means 1991. Sorry, I have made a mistake. It is 1881. I mistakenly told that. It is 1881. Okay, 1881. From that period, after every 10 years, the census was made. So, according previous census was made is 2011. Now it will be done in 2021, but due to COVID situations, it could not be done. So, now this year, I think 2023 we get the census data, and India is the most populous country. This prepared the detailed record of the number of people in all the provinces of India, noting information on caste, how many caste of people, what are the religious peoples, and what are their occupations. There are many other survey, botanical survey, what are the medicinal plant. Botanical survey means survey of all plants, what kind of plants, what are salt, herbs, trees, what are the beneficial trees, what are not beneficial trees, like that survey. Botanical. Zoological, how many tigers are there, how many cheetahs are there in India, how many lions are there in India, how many elephants are there in India. All are counted because they are also resources. They are important for an environment. And archaeological survey means what? We have in Odisha we have the Puri temple and Konark temple. It is our architecture heritage, and it is some that's the style of the temple. It is the architecture. Anthropological survey means anthropology. That means study of the human characteristics. This boy is cruel. This boy is very peaceful. This boy is very kind. Like that. We study human nature, human characteristics. So anthropological survey basing on humans and forest survey. You read, I think in 7th class you have read tropical deciduous forest, tropical evergreen forest, like and desert forest, um, desert plants or something that like that. You have read in class 7. How we could conclude that? Because of this survey, we first make survey and amount of forest are this and tropical forest are this. Um, Wetland forest are this like that. Then what official records do not tell. From the vast like listen figure 5.1. Custard apple plant is the custard apple plant. 1770s Botanical Gardens and Natural History Museum established by the British collected plant specimens and information about their uses. Local artists were asked to draw a picture of these specimens. Historians are now looking at the way such information was gathered and what this information reveals about the nature of the colonization. So I think what official record do not tell, we will read this in next class because we will discuss in that session the question answer also. That's why this is for today. We will discuss this section what official record do not tell and the question answer. But you must read the chapter before coming to the next class. Okay.